No wait time, no ticket sitting in a queue, and no human agent required. This is a Zendesk AI agent, and by the end of this video, yours will be live and handling real conversations just like mine. Next to the Zendesk logo in the upper left, click on Support and select AI Agents from the drop-down menu. This is the workspace we'll build your agents. Click the drop-down arrow next to Start Building Your AI Agent and select for Messaging. Chapter 1. Building your AI agents. Before your agent can get to work, it needs reliable, up-to-date information to draw from. That's why the first step is to configure your agent's knowledge base. Zendesk pulls from your website's connected help center, so make sure your help center's content is in good shape. In the drop-down field labeled Select a Brand, open the menu and select your business. If you're wondering where this article came from, it was auto-generated when you linked your website to Zendesk. To add additional information, click Create next to Web Crawler, then hit Continue. Go ahead and give the crawler a name. I'll go with a Velocity of Site Crawler. Next, I'll add my website URL to the Start URLs field and click Sync. This way, my agents will have the most up-to-date information on me and my business. Click Next at the bottom right to continue. Don't worry, the crawler can run in the background while we continue with your agent's setup. After setting the agent's knowledge base, it's time to personalize your agents. Get started by giving it a name. I'll go with Cleo. Next, you'll need to describe your business profile, what your business does in a few sentences. Here's what I'll use. GV Marketing is a content production company specializing in long-form YouTube tutorials and sponsored video scripts for software platforms. We work with clients including Atlassian, Monday.com, Pipedrive, SEMrush, and Zendesk, producing comparison videos, product tutorials, and feature deep dives for a global audience of business software users. Our team handles everything from initial research and scripting to editorial review and client delivery. After that, pick your agent's tone of voice. I'll stick with professional. I will also keep my default language set to English before moving on to the final step. This is where you can provide your agents with custom responses to common scenarios. For example, I'll expand my wrap-up reply window. There are two messages here, depending on the customer's feedback, helpful and unhelpful. I'll change helpful to, great, let me know if there's anything else I can do for you, and unhelpful to, sorry I wasn't able to help. Let me get you to someone on the team who can help. Is that okay? You can customize these replies now or later, but I recommend doing so now. Also, feel free to test out your new agents in the chat box to the right. I'll ask Cleo a question from my website. What brands does GV Marketing regularly work with? And in just a few seconds, Cleo will give me a clear and accurate answer. Click Go to Activation, confirm the web widget, and click Activate on Channels. Chapter 2. Use Cases and Procedures. Right now, Cleo can answer questions by pulling information from my website. That's helpful, but it means she's only reactive. To make her more proactive, we'll build a dedicated use case for her. Back on the home screen, I'll click on Cleo. This will open up the Use Cases screen. Right now, there are 8 use cases. Let's add one. I'll click Create Use Case in the top right and name this one Contact. Now I'll use a bulleted list to give Cleo a clearly defined set of instructions. A visitor wants to get in touch with the GV Marketing team. A visitor is asking how to reach someone at GV Marketing. A visitor wants to inquire about services, pricing, or availability. A visitor is asking for a callback, email response, or meeting. While these bullet points are slightly repetitive, they provide crucial context for Cleo. I don't want any contact requests to get lost, and providing Cleo these variations to sort through will help prevent that. With that done, I'll click Create. We're only halfway home. So far, I've told Cleo what to look out for, but not what to do when she spots it. To do that, I'll need to create a procedure, a flexible conversation flow that uses agentic AI to guide an AI agent's responses and actions during a customer conversation. I'll click back on Contact, then hit Create Procedure. To get started, Zendesk will ask you to describe the steps the AI agent needs to take to resolve this request. Put another way, Zendesk's generative AI will interpret what you write and adapt accordingly. For me, I'll use this prompt. Greet the customer warmly and let them know you're happy to help connect them with George. Ask for their name and the best email address to reach them. Then ask them to briefly describe what they're looking to discuss. a new project, resuming collaboration, or something else entirely. Once you have their name, email, and a brief description of their inquiry, let them know that George will be in touch shortly and thank them for their interest. Then close the conversation. Now I'll click Generate Procedure. Let's see how the AI does. And in less than 30 seconds, Zendesk created a full workflow for me. All that's left to do is click Publish Procedure in the top right. Now, before we see how to test and troubleshoot your AI agents, let's have a quick word about price. For many platforms, AI agents are costly add-ons not included in paid plans. That isn't the case here. AI agents are included on all Zendesk Suite plans. While agents charge resolution fees, they apply only when the AI handles the conversation end-to-end. No human needed. Moreover, each Suite plan includes a number of complementary automated resolutions, ARs, per agent per month, with the option to purchase additional ARs depending on your plan. There's a link to a Zendesk support article that explains it in the video description. In short, that means there's no extra charge for the conversation that do escalate, and some of your ARs are on the house. Oh, and something else. This video is sponsored by Zendesk, so if you want to try it out, there's a free 14-day trial linked in the description, and you don't even need a credit card to get started. Now, let's get back to building. Chapter 3. Testing your agents. Before leaving your agent unsupervised, you should always run multiple tests. We're still inside the contact procedure we just published, so let's go back into Clio settings, and in the top right, click Test AI Agents. This will pull up Clio in the sidebar. I'll get started by asking for a meeting. Hi, I'd like to inquire about working with George and GV Marketing. Clio will greet me and then ask for my full name. I'll give her just my first name and see how she handles this. John. She'll reiterate that she wants my full name so our records are complete. I'll complete it with Smith. Now, Clio will ask me for my email address. I'll give her one. She'll confirm my email address, then ask why I've reached out. I'll respond, I'm interested in commissioning a tutorial for my SaaS platform, SEMrush. Clio records the results, thanks John for the details, and let him know George will be in touch shortly. Chapter 4. Analytics. This is where you find out if your agent is actually working. Go to the home screen of your dashboard and select Reporting. There is a lot of data here, but here are the two numbers that matter the most. The first is automated resolutions. This is how many conversations Clio fully resolved without a human agent stepping in. A low AR score likely means your agent isn't working properly and needs to be reconfigured. However, even if your agent is configured properly, it can still have a low AR score if it's a relatively new agent, has a low volume of use, lacks sufficient knowledge, or has an intentionally narrow scope. The second number is understood conversations. There are conversations in which the AI agent understood the customer and replied by matching their questions to a knowledge source or use case. Even if the AI agent ends up escalating to a human, you'd still be able to see that they understood what was asked. They just couldn't solve it. If you see the same misunderstood query repeatedly, it's worth adding a use case to address it. Make sure to review this dashboard at least once a week when you first get your agent up and running. No agent will be perfect right out of the gate, and the analytics will tell you exactly where to focus. This is the start of a dedicated series covering everything Zendesk AI tools have to offer. In the future, we'll go deeper into agentic AI and understand why autonomous agents like Clio have matured enough to handle complex tasks more commonly. If there's something you'd like to see, such as how to train your support agent to leverage AI tools or detect customer sentiment, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.